Have you ever wondered why you are so hard on yourself? It's not just because you have high standards and you're determined to supersede the expectations of yourself and others. But the moment you don't achieve that expectation or something goes wrong, it's as if though your whole world comes to an end. It's as if though every insecurity that you have had comes rushing back in and starts to beat the crap out of your mind. And as a result, if you aren't aware, you end up lashing out at your kids, your wives, your friends, anyone who happens to get in the way. All because of this notion that you have of yourself and your pursuit of excellence. And the moment something comes in to derails that and makes you question yourself, it's like you fall apart. What I'm coming to understand more times than not is that that's shame. That's a product of shame, or being shamed and poor self-evaluation. A lot of times it's not necessarily directly your fault, but it does have to do with you in terms of poor self-evaluation. The stories you tell yourself and the stories you believe about yourself. I, for instance, because I have a desire to be the very best provider, husband, father, brother, whatever it is I do, I have the desire to be the very best at it, okay? And the moment I fall short on it, a lot of times I try to brush it off, or I brush it up and say, oh, it doesn't matter, and I'll give myself some sort of philosophical rationalization as to what happened. But for me, what is going on is that I'm sweeping it in my subconscious in the back, in the corner. I'm not dealing with it to set things straight. I'm piling up the corners of the recesses of my mind. And a lot of it could be learned behavior that I've learned over the years as a child, as a young adult to older adult. But what we don't know is that these things, when we don't deal with them in the moment, they wreak havoc on who we are. They tear us down. They continue to handicap us because our sense of self is so attached to these things. So any sign of failure, any sign of a setback hurts us to the core. And this is shame. I'm ashamed that I was unable to perform at the standard that I set for myself. I'm ashamed that I was not able to get the promotion that I sought after. I'm ashamed that my businesses aren't flourishing the way I believe that they should flourish. I'm ashamed that I can't be a better father to my kids. I'm ashamed that I can't be a better husband to my wife. Shame is a serious thing. And many of us, unbeknownst to ourselves, are battling shame. We can't take advice because it always feels like it's an attack on our ego. Because now we feel like this person is seeing me as less than, when depending on the individual, no, they're just trying to give you corrective, constructive criticism so that you can be better. But because of this narrative of shame that we have, it weighs down on us. You feel it in your neck, you feel it in your shoulders, you feel it in your body. Shame, we have to get it under control. We have to get it under control. And that starts with us being extremely truthful to ourselves about how we feel. Not to say we're living in our feelings, but how we feel about the situation, and being forthright and knowing that everyone experiences some level of this feeling of not living up to the best version of themselves. So if everyone feels this way at some point in time, then what makes me the exception? I'm a human being. I'm traveling through life on a day-to-day basis, and I'm experiencing this journey called life. So I will be disappointed. Disappointment comes with life. Disappointment comes with any pursuit that you're a part of. But we have to be flexible in the stories we tell ourselves. We have to be flexible in the way we process ourselves. We have to be flexible, but we have to be honest. We cannot shovel shit and call it snow. When you're underperforming, when you're not putting in the work, stop lying to yourself and saying that you deserve, when you know if you were to be honest with yourself, you don't deserve shit because you didn't work as hard as everyone else who's attaining the goals, okay? But shame is definitely one of the major factors and why we are so hard on ourselves when it comes to dealing with day-to-day problems, when it comes to not leveling up, when it comes to not truly living fully because of our relationship with shame and how we've interpreted shame throughout our lives, how it has been beaten into us to feel a certain way when things go a certain way. But you and I can stop that. And the way we have to stop that is that we have to change the way we speak to ourselves. We have to change the way we speak the narrative of truth to ourselves about ourselves. And until we do that, we will continue to be handicapped by this emotion, this energy, this mindset that's dragging us down. Because if, as you know, it's a weight, it's heavy as hell, especially with all the years of piling it in the corner. Not only is it heavy, it's lopsided, So we have to get a control on shame. We have to control our negative reflection of ourselves or interpretations of our story. We have to be honest and truthful. Peace.